In a quiet village surrounded by hills and forests, there lived a young man named Ibrahim. Ibrahim was known throughout the village for one thing. He complained about everything. If the weather was hot, he complained. If the rain came, he complained. If work was hard, he complained. If life became difficult, he blamed everyone around him. People slowly stopped talking to him because no matter what happened, Ibrahim always found a reason to be unhappy. One evening, after another long day of frustration, Ibrahim sat alone near the village river. The sky was turning orange as the sun slowly disappeared behind the hills. Ibrahim threw small stones into the water angrily. "Why is my life so difficult?" he muttered. Just then, an old man carrying a lantern walked slowly toward the river. The old man had a long gray beard and calm eyes. Even though night was still far away, the lantern in his hand was already glowing softly. The old man sat beside Ibrahim quietly. For a few moments, neither of them spoke. Then the old man asked softly, "Why does your heart sound so heavy, young man?" Ibrahim sighed deeply. "My life is not good," he replied. "Nothing works for me. People disappoint me. Work is difficult. And every day feels worse than the one before." The old man listened carefully. Then he smiled gently and pointed toward his lantern. "Do you know why I carry this lantern every night?" he asked. Ibrahim shrugged. "To see in the dark." The old man nodded. "Yes. But there is another reason. This lantern reminds me of something important." Ibrahim looked confused. The old man continued. "Years ago, I was once like you. Always angry. Always complaining. Always waiting for life to become perfect before I could be happy." Ibrahim listened carefully. The old man looked toward the river and continued speaking. "One night, during a terrible storm, I lost almost everything I owned. My crops were destroyed. My home was damaged. And for many days, I sat in darkness blaming the world." "What changed?" Ibrahim asked quietly. The old man smiled softly. "One night, an old traveler visited me. He lit a small lantern and placed it in front of me. Then he said something I never forgot." The old man paused. He said, "Darkness will always exist. But a single light is enough to guide you through it." Ibrahim stayed silent. The old man continued. "That night, I realized something. I could spend my whole life cursing the darkness. Or I could become someone who carries light." The river flowed quietly beside them. The wind moved gently through the trees. Ibrahim lowered his head thoughtfully. "But how do I stop feeling negative all the time?" he asked. The old man lifted the lantern slightly. "Every day, life gives you two choices," he said. "You can focus on what is missing. Or you can focus on what still remains." Ibrahim looked into the warm glow of the lantern. The old man continued. "When rain destroys your crops, you can cry about what you lost. Or you can be grateful your family is still alive. When people disappoint you, you can close your heart. Or you can learn wisdom from the pain. When life becomes difficult, you can sit in darkness. Or you can become the light." For the first time in many years, Ibrahim felt quiet inside. The anger in his chest slowly became smaller. The old man stood up slowly and handed the lantern to Ibrahim. "Keep it for tonight," he said. Ibrahim looked surprised. "But this belongs to you." The old man smiled. "No. Tonight, you need it more than I do." Then the old man walked away into the fading evening. Ibrahim sat alone beside the river holding the lantern. As darkness slowly covered the village, the small light in his hands continued glowing warmly. For the first time, Ibrahim noticed something. The lantern was small. But even such a small light was stronger than the darkness around it. That night, Ibrahim walked home slowly. And for the first time in years, he stopped complaining. The next morning, something inside him felt different. The problems in his life were still there. But his way of seeing them had changed. Instead of waking up angry, he began waking up grateful. He started helping people more. He worked harder without complaining. He smiled more often. And slowly, his life began to change. The villagers noticed the difference. One day, a young boy asked Ibrahim, "How did you become so peaceful?" Ibrahim smiled softly. Then he lifted the old lantern that still hung beside his door. And he said, "Because I learned that life will always have darkness. But happiness comes from learning how to carry your own light." From that day forward, Ibrahim became known throughout the village as the lantern keeper. Not because he carried a lantern, but because wherever he went, he carried peace. And people who met him always left feeling lighter than before. Sometimes, life will become dark. Problems will come. Pain will come. Disappointment will come. But no matter how dark life becomes, never forget this. Even the smallest light can guide you through the darkest night.